show, and that's where we are heading right now to talk to John Welborn and injured Force lock David Pusey. Well, John, are the celebrations still happening after the Force's first home win last week?
Clarkie, I'm not sure if any of these people have even left JB O'Reilly's here in West Leederville.
Can you explain what's going on with the chair?
Apparently the throne here at JB O'Reilly's goes to the winner of the tipping comp each week. And the way the Force are going at the moment, I think it's neck and neck at the top. Everyone here seems to be picking a winner every weekend. Is that right?
Well, can you get down there at all? Don't do any damage. Here we go.
Yeah, no, I managed to get down. Fortunately, I won't end up on crutches like our guest tonight, Dave Pusey. Dave, great win last weekend.
Yeah, John, it was great. It was just good to get the Hoodoo office and have a good win at home, and hopefully we can repeat it this weekend against the Reds.
Just take us through the feeling, David, as we have a look at those dying moments. It's been a long time coming, but you had to really feel for Cameron Shepherd. OK, he got across the line, didn't he? But then, well, what about nerves of steel with the conversion attempt?
Yeah, it was fantastic effort from Cam. He was kicking from the left-hand side of the field, and there was a bit of a cross breeze blowing, so he had a bit of work to do. And Shep probably the first to tell you that his kicking form hasn't been probably what he would have liked it to be this season. And it was just fantastic that he knocked it over, and it was great. Yeah, great for everyone. Yeah, the celebration started now. The Force song was blaring out across the ground. We have had an opportunity to talk to the Force team about their Vodafone song. I'm told that you, mate, is it true that you're the leading vocalist?
From Vodafone, I understand, Kaif, that the Brumbies are the only team not to have taken the challenge of Vodafone and do a team song. Is that because you've retired and they don't have any frontmen?
Well, I don't know whether I'd be really handy on the front men. I think Bill Young would probably hold the singing talent. I've heard him sing in the shower before. Bill, you're pretty handy behind the mic?
Oh, very handy, but I don't think... I was going to ask Puce, mate, Matt Giddo and Matty Henjak, they would have enjoyed a little bit of limelight singing. I know those guys rate themselves as sexy men of rugby.
Yeah, definitely, Youngie. Actually, well, Matt wasn't there, unfortunately, but Matt Giddo wasn't there, unfortunately, but Matt Henjak was there. Yeah, he was, he was loving it. The boys were crowding around him, so he was having a good day.
Yeah, well, here's the vision here, so hopefully that will be blaring out. I know Queensland fans won't be hoping to hear it this week, but in some of the other home matches it will be no doubt a hit around Subiaco in particular. Pusey, Dave, the Force forwards, going very well in 2007. What's been behind that?
It's probably hard to pinpoint, Clarkie. We've worked very hard in the off-season at a lot of things to do with our game, but especially just taking a little bit of pressure off the backs and getting them some good go forward. Our line-out's probably struggled a little bit in the last couple of weeks, although last week against Wellington it was quite good. But having a guy like Nathan Sharp leading the line-out and some other experienced forwards, Scotty Favour and those sort of fellas, they're really taking on a good leadership role, and the guys are just getting in behind each other and just having a real crack every weekend.
Pierce, you mentioned some of those leaders in the side. Yourself, you've had to show some versatility. You've played six, you've played in the second row, having a great season. Disappointed you're injured, but you must be happy with the way things are going personally?
Yeah, John, not too bad. I guess as a player, there's always things you can improve on, and definitely, I've still got a lot of work to do. I guess most guys would say that, but yeah, I've been, happy with the way things have been going. Probably rather play six than second row, especially after getting injured. Getting injured playing second row on the weekend, but look, it's just great to be a part of the Force squad, and we've got our first home win. We're travelling okay. We've still got a lot of work to do, but things are going okay.
Do you really feel like the team's developing? I think every week we can see from watching it that things are getting better. Is that the feeling you have in the squad at the moment?
Yeah, Kaif. Look, it's just confidence, I think. The guys are getting to know each other a bit more. I know it's been said time and time again, it's a young team, and, we're only a year and a half into it and all that sort of thing, and I guess it's no excuse, but you know yourself, you've got to get to know the players around you, and I think guys are getting familiar with each other now, and, we're starting to see the rewards from that sort of thing. So, hopefully more to come.
Well, last season, of course, it was an interesting game at Suncorp between the Force and the Reds. So many of the Reds players defected to the Western Force. Johnny Welborn, you played last year as well. Has this been spoken about much this week, last year's game? Because the Force got out to a flyer last week. Everyone thought, well, here we go. But then they let the Reds off the hook.
Well, I'm not sure. It's certainly an Australian derby always has its own challenges for the side. It's certainly some interest here in Perth. It's great to have Eddie Jones in town. He's coached the Brumbies. He's played for the Waratahs. Now he's coaching the Reds. So the Western Force is the only Australian team he hasn't had anything to do. So we're looking forward, I think everyone here in Perth looking forward to giving him some lasting impressions this weekend.
Well, the big news, the big Hilgendorf returns to fly half. Here's the team now. Brendan Cannon, Rudy Vetalago back in the starting team as well. And it's a rearranged reserves bench. So pretty happy with that, Bill?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind asking.
That's maybe holding him back from sort of playing 70 or 80 minutes on the weekend. Obviously, he can play tight head and loose head, so it's great to have him on the bench. But I think you'll definitely see Gus get a bit of game time this weekend. But he's still there. He's going well and he's scrummaging very well. So hopefully, if he can get through a bit more training during the week, get his fitness up, then we might see a bit more of him.
Bill had to ask that question because Gus was a protege of his at the Brumbies, I'm sure. But what about Giddo and Henjak? That's a real blow, David, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it is. Both Matts have been in great form this year so far. I think they've worked out a bit of a combination and maybe a combination that John Mitchell didn't really want to split up with Jimmy Hilgendorf missing out through injury a few weeks ago. So Matt Giddo stayed at 10. But, they're out. I guess Chris O'Young had some great games last year, so he'll be back in at 9. And, Jimmy Hilgendorf will come back in at 10. He's fit and he's ready to go. So, hopefully the guys can sort of pick up from where the two Matts left off and steer us home and get a good win against Queensland.
Well, Rod,
Question about that, they'll be under the pump for sure.
Well, John Welborn and David Pusey, what are your thoughts on the Reds? It's always interesting, these local derbies, as we've already mentioned. I mean, the players know each other so well, don't they?
Well, last season, Queensland called the Western Force Queensland C. It seems that the tables have turned this year with their injury list, and they've had to obviously delve down into all sorts of ranks to put a team together. But certainly you're right, Clarkey, derbies always bring out the best, particularly in a Queensland team. So I'm sure, Dave, that the Western Force are expecting a very, very tough and physical encounter.
Oh, definitely. Look, Queensland have put together some great rugby in the season to date, no doubt about it. So, the boys are under no illusion that it's going to be an easy game whatsoever. The derbies, they're always tight. Queensland play a tough brand of rugby and there's not an easy competition. There's no easy game in this competition. So the team's going to have to be on their game this week to forge another win at Subiaco.
Where do you think the Force will try to target the Reds team? We've seen the Reds play a predictable style of game. Where are the Force going to attack them, Puce?
Well, obviously, without giving too much away, Rod, I think they're going to, maybe target the sort of 10-12 channel. I think you'll see the boys sort of running there quite early, and like we usually do, trying to get the ball wide and play a bit of rugby. But certainly the forwards have got to step up again this week. As I said, the Queensland forwards have been playing some good rugby, so they've got to step up in that department, get some good line-out ball, get some go forward, so we can get into that channel and then try and get the ball a little bit wider to the exciting backline or the back three that we have at the Force.
OK, well, let's hope it's a try-fest. It'd be nice to see some tries at Subiaco when the Reds take on the Force. Thanks very much for your time. We'll let you get back to the celebrations, the week-long celebrations, and no doubt JB O'Reilly's and the rest of the establishments in Perth certainly enjoying the time that the Force are turning on at the moment. So well done, guys, and we'll catch you tomorrow night at Subiaco.
Thanks, Clarkey. I'm sure everyone here is going to be there tomorrow night. Is that right?
Yes, the Blue Crew. Well, the Reds are at the bottom of the table, and it's pretty much now or never if they are to start winning and finish in a reasonable position on the ladder. But Coach Eddie Jones says his players are trying to remain positive despite the odds being against them.